This is the Season Long Podcast in support of the YouTube channel SeasonLongBaller, and we can say we are the champions. The Wizards finish off the Timberwolves in Game 6, 4-2. We'll talk about Games 5 and 6, as the Timberwolves were able to extend the series 6 games. But first, let's take a real quick look at that celebration.
Yes, we have got the title. We go back-to-back, winning on NBA 2K23 and NBA 2K24. And we will, of course, start the season next year on NBA 2K25, as Chris mentioned, until Junior. Share, congrats there. We know Gafford wasn't moving like that to celebrate. Şengün, I don't know how I could forget that. Şengün obviously will not be on the team next season. He'll be back with Houston as we basically reset the entire roster for NBA 2K25. And my second MVP trophy, NBA Finals MVP trophy. Avdija was very key earlier in the series where really in the playoffs. Avdija had a good playoff.
So this means the Wizards have gone back-to-back, winning on NBA 2K23 and winning on NBA 2K24. And we look forward to you joining us for NBA 2K25, but that's getting a little ahead of ourselves. Let's look at what happened at the end of this series. First of all, Game 5 last Monday. Thank you for joining us for that one. The Timberwolves continued their hot shooting, which we've seen in the latter half of this series. Shooting 61% here in Game 5. The Wizards, again, over 50%, but at 51%. But when your opponent is shooting 61%, you are going to have a much more difficult time winning. Now, the Timberwolves only shot 35% from 3, so they cooled off a little bit there. And the Wizards shot 42%. Both teams shot 6 free throws. Both teams made 6 free throws. And keep in mind, we do play 6-minute quarters here on Season Long Baller. But the Timberwolves walk away with a 19-point win, and again, dominating on the glass. A 32-15 advantage on the glass. That's your difference in the game. The Wizards only had 1 offensive rebound. Timberwolves had 7 steals. The Wizards even had more turnovers, 11-7. And all of that turns into an 85-66 victory for the Timberwolves in Washington. Now, Anthony Edwards led the way. Dominant performance, 26 points, 12 out of 15 field goals, and this flurry right here.
Edwards working against Wright. Edwards drives, and oh man! The incredible flush by Edwards. He's got 22. Up to Edwards. Edwards against Wright. Oh, man. Edwards putting on a show. Oh, man. All right. 15-point lead. 2:22 to go. Ant comes down and nails it. Edwards is not missing.
That's one way to close the game. Edwards led the way, as I mentioned, 26 points. He led 4 Timberwolves in double digits, and Naz Reid had 9 points. As you see, Conley, Anderson, and Gobert all had 16, 11, and 10 points, respectively. The Wizards countered with Jaymont Summerz again with 26 points, 10 out of 20 from the field, 6 out of 11 from deep. So the last 2 games, we were kind of slumping in terms of three-point shooting, but we recover a little bit here, but not nearly enough. The only other Wizard in double figures, Kyle Kuzma, but did not have a good shooting game, only 3 out of 9 for 10 points. And Jordan Poole, who had been doing well off the bench, had only 3 shot attempts. He made 2 of them and only scored 4 points. And the Timberwolves dominated Game 5 in D.C. to get the series to a Game 6 in Minnesota. But in Game 6, the Wizards finally break through to get the title. A 20-point victory, 85-65. This time, the Timberwolves do not shoot over 60%. They also only shot 38% from deep. The Wizards continued to shoot well, shooting 56% from the field, but this time the opponent was not shooting 60. The Wizards were 16 out of 35 on three-pointers for a 46% clip, and this time as well, the Wizards did not get dominated on the glass. Did get out-rebounded 28-23, but did not get destroyed as the case was in Game 5. and the Wizards walked away with an 85-65 series clinching win. And in this one, we took it into our own hands. Summerz with 44, only Wizard in double digits, scoring more than half of the Wizards' points with 44, 15 out of 26 from the field, and a NBA playoff record, or tied an NBA playoff record with 12 three-pointers, going 12 out of 20. Felt good early, kept firing away, and the finish with 44 points, which is also a career playoff high. Jordan Poole had 7 to be the Wizards, tied with Tyus Jones for the second leading scorers in the game. For the Timberwolves, Anthony Edwards had a struggle from the field, going 4 out of 12 in this game after going really well, playing really well in games 3, 4, and 5. Him, Naz Reid, and Karl Anthony Towns were all in double digits for the Timberwolves with 11 points and 10 points respectively. But the Wizards were purely dominant in this one, 85-65, and pick up the series win and the MVP, the NBA Finals championship. Now, taking a quick look at your playoff leaders, Jaymont Summerz finished with the leading scorer in the playoffs at 27.9 points a game. That is slightly higher than our regular season average. And you see here, Anthony Edwards finished second at 18.1 points per game. In terms of rebounds, Pirtle from the Toronto Raptors did all of that damage against us as they were eliminated in the first round, but he did his thing, averaging 9.7 rebounds a game. And again, keep in mind, we are playing 6-minute quarters. Tyrese Halliburton finished with 5.6 assists per game in the playoffs. That was good for number one. We finished with 4.2 for the sixth best total, or tied for the sixth best total in the playoffs. Also, you will notice that we were ninth in field goal percentage at just over 55%. Kevin Durant at 64% was the highest percentage shot the highest percentage from the field in the playoffs. Field goals attempted, that's us at 18.4 a game. We also shot 51.2% from deep, and that was good as well. And free throws, we fell off a little bit, especially in the finals, where during the season, we were the free throw shooting champ, per se. We finished at 94.9%. But here in the playoffs, we dipped a little bit, shooting just a shade under 90%, as we shot 89.1% from the free throw line. And then we were fourth in the playoffs in free throw attempts per game at 3.4. Points allowed, you'll notice that we are fifth in that slot, giving up 12.1 points per game. Gabe Vincent of the Raptors, I know he is actually with the Lakers in real life, but in our simulation, he was traded from the Lakers, believe it or not, to the Raptors, and he gave up the most points at 13.8 a game, and most of that facing us. In terms of plus minus, DeLon Wright of the Wizards was number one, as you see, at 5.7. We were number two at 5.4 a game. So before we put a wrap on this, let's talk about the offseason. We'll keep doing some podcasts. We'll probably do a little bit, maybe once every couple weeks or a week or so. So we'll keep doing the podcast as we go along. But most importantly here, we'll do some live streams over the summer. We've got some ideas of what we'll do. Maybe some one-on-one battles. We'll do a couple shoot-arounds, shooting the breeze, shooting the rock. We like to do that. And when we do that, we'll talk about the NBA draft. We'll talk about the upcoming 2024 NBA season. And of course, we'll talk about NBA 2K25. So I will really appreciate if you check us out all summer long and lead into NBA 2K25, the third season for Jaymont Summerz. We'll have a surprise for you there. We'll do the player build again. We'll find out what his overall ranking is. Remember, on NBA 2K23, we started at a 78. Didn't want to be bigger than the draft class of Paolo Banchero and Jabari Smith and Chet Holmgren, so we started off as a 78. Then we progressed to an 84 on NBA 2K24, finished the season as an 85, so it'll be interesting to see what the player progression will be as we head into NBA 2K25, so we will eventually talk about that as well. And in the immediate, we do have an NBA awards show. That'll be our next podcast. We'll talk about that. We never did talk about who the MVP was, say your sixth man of the year, those items. I know the real NBA did that a long time ago. We're going to do ours now that the season is done. So check that out as well. Thank you very much for joining us. That puts the wraps on another Season Long podcast. And thank you very much for joining us all this season. Again, we look forward to seeing you next season, which will be our third season of Season Long Baller here on YouTube. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful rest of your week. Make sure you keep it around because we will be doing the live streams and some more podcasts, as I mentioned. That's it for Season Long Baller. Thank you for your support all season long.